Welcome to Ronnie's Book Summary channel, my dear friend. Have you ever wondered why some people find it so hard to make money while others do it with ease? Why, with the same business, the same market, and the same method, some people succeed while others fail? That is a secret, and this video will be your first step toward it. This secret is called the Millionaire Mindset by author T. Harv Eker. First, I want to talk about the book's title. The reason the title uses the phrase millionaire mindset is that most rich people think in very similar ways. They think differently from the poor and even from the middle class. Therefore, if you want to enter the world of the wealthy, the first thing to do is to copy their way of thinking. If you've watched the video on the power of the subconscious mind on the Book Summary channel with Talia, you'll understand that the inner world determines the outer world. What happens on the outside is just a reflection of what's happening on the inside. If your external life is not going smoothly, it's because your inner life is not smooth. Like a tree, the lushness or withering we see above ground is just an external manifestation of the nutritional status hidden underground. Similarly, a person's actual financial situation is in fact a reflection of their financial blueprint in their subconscious mind. The financial blueprint is made up of 3 elements. 1, what their purpose for making money is. 2, the level of income they expect, and how they use and manage money after they have earned it. The first element, the purpose of making money, is the foundation of the financial blueprint. Many people from poor backgrounds harbor resentment and reject their poverty.
They leave home and do everything they can to become rich to escape hardship. For these people, once they become wealthy or are working to get rich, they will never find true happiness. The reason is that their motivation for making money stems from resentment. So in their subconscious, money is tied to anger. The more money they make, the greater their anger becomes. The motivation for making money and achieving success is very important. If that motivation comes from negative things like fear, anger, or the need to prove oneself, the more money you have, the greater that obsession to prove yourself will be. All the wealth in the world will never be enough for you. For that reason, if you want to be happy with money, you need to have the right perspective on its function. Think of money as a tool in life. Let money be the lubricant that allows you to glide through life more easily and comfortably. The second element that makes up the financial blueprint in the subconscious is the level of income a person expects. If you've seen the video about the law of attraction, you'll easily understand that if your mindset is aimed at an income of $1,000, in reality, you will receive exactly that. If you think making money is hard, in reality, your efforts to make money will be a struggle. If you're a woman with a low financial blueprint, it's highly likely that you will attract a man with a similarly low financial blueprint. This is because both of you will feel comfortable as your financial blueprints are compatible. Therefore, after you have determined your purpose for making money, you need to set your target income level. However, this is not about setting a random, crazy number, because then a voice from deep within your subconscious will tell you that it's an absurd and unattainable goal. To complete the second element, setting your desired income, you need to complete the third element first. Be ready to receive the income you expect by first demonstrating your ability to manage money. Your desired income level needs to be based on the amount of money you can hold and manage.
If you suddenly have a large amount of money, but your subconscious is not ready to receive it, and you don't have the ability to manage it, there is a risk that it will only be with you for a short time. The clearest evidence of this is lottery winners. Many studies show that most lottery winners eventually return to their previous financial state with the amount of money they can comfortably manage. In contrast, if millionaires experience a financial setback, they often quickly earn back the money or even more than they lost. The way people use and manage money often falls into the following cases. Case 1. The spendthrifts. They see money as something that brings them joy, so they enjoy it down to the last penny. When the money runs out, their joy also dries up. They then go out to make money to satisfy their need for happiness again. The amount of money they can keep is almost zero. Their financial blueprint is to always empty their pockets. They can earn a lot of money, but cannot get rich. If you've watched the summaries of Rich Dad, Poor Dad on Kenya's channel, you'll surely remember the definition of wealth. Robert Kiyosaki always emphasizes that a person's wealth is measured by the amount of time they can live if they stop working tomorrow. Case 2. The hoarders and savers for tough times. On the surface, this way of using money seems reasonable, but Kenya believes you still remember the principle of the law of attraction. What you focus on, you get more of. What you are ready for will happen. Therefore, being obsessed with the idea that hard times will come and saving money for those moments means you are focusing on and attracting difficult days to yourself. Instead of saving for hard times, focus on saving for happy days. Then, according to the spirit of the law of attraction, you will be ready for happiness to come to you. Besides, hoarding money will create negative reactions. When you try to hoard money, it means you believe that earning money is very difficult and that your future income will be low or uncertain. People who hoard money don't fully understand the true value of money. Money that sits idle in a safe is dead money. Money is only valuable when it is put into circulation.
For example, when you spend money to buy an item, you receive a benefit from that item. The person who sold you that item receives money and uses that money to buy another item to serve their needs. The person who sold the second item then uses that money to buy a service. In this way, money circulates and creates value for everyone. Both you and the person you gave money to are creating value. Therefore, to have a quality life, you need to understand the true value of money. The owner of money must know how to keep and manage it. The amount of money a person can manage is directly proportional to the amount of money they can hold, and the amount of money they can hold is directly proportional to the amount of money they can earn. Only when someone is ready to manage a large sum of money will that money come and stay to create value for them. If they are not ready to manage it, even if they own a massive fortune, it will quickly disappear, just like the story of the lottery winners who quickly returned to their previous financial state because they were only capable of managing money at that level. Recently, Italia read an article on social media criticizing books about the rich mindset, saying that those books make readers deluded and spiritually obsessed with money. In Kenya's opinion, these thoughts show that the person has not finished reading or has not correctly grasped the core humanitarian messages these books convey. Most of us yearn for a happy and fulfilling life. Therefore, wealth is the foundation for a good quality of life. The rich live in a world of abundance, while the poor live in a world of limitations. For example, the rich want both a successful career and a happy family. They want to focus on their work, but also want to have fun. They want to have a lot of money and also want to find meaning in life. They want to build a great fortune and also want to do the work they love. However, the poor often choose only one of the two. Many people believe they have to choose between a career and love, between money and happiness. Then they choose love and happiness, believing that money is not as important. They have subconsciously installed the belief that money and happiness are mutually exclusive. But in reality, money is the #1 cause of breakdowns in most relationships. That breakdown doesn't come from money itself or from how much money you have, but from the fact that the financial blueprints of the parties involved do not align. This means they don't have the same goals for making money, expected income levels, and ways of managing money. If a husband's financial blueprint is to work hard to make money and save for tough times, it will be difficult for him to live with a wife whose financial blueprint is to take the opportunity to spend and enjoy life because tomorrow might not come. Similarly, a person with a financial blueprint of owning a multi-million-dollar fortune and creating good products and services for society will find it very difficult to be close friends with someone whose financial blueprint is better to be poor and clean than rich and bad. Whether someone is a clean and good-hearted person has nothing to do with the balance in their bank account. It comes from the thoughts stored in their soul. Many people hate the rich, believing that the rich are very greedy and that's why they became wealthy. They hate the rich as if the rich have taken all the wealth in the world and left nothing for the rest. In negotiations, the poor often think it's a win-or-lose battle. Either I win or the other person wins. However, if they had the mindset from this book, they would understand that both can exist simultaneously. They would engage in a discussion with a completely open mind to find solutions and terms that benefit both sides. The author of this book does not condemn or criticize the poor. What he condemns is the poor mindset, the mindset that creates feelings which lead to actions which create habits, and habits create a person's destiny. The call to action throughout the book is that the rich think very similarly. If you want to get rich, you must first think like them. In this book, the author shares 17 millionaire mindsets. But for you to grasp this content in a concise and comprehensive way, Talia is going to reorganize it according to her own understanding and divide it into 3 main mindset principles. 1. Think big and act big. Believe that I create my life instead of playing the role of a financial victim, blaming the market, luck, and those around you and criticizing life as unfair.
Join the money game to win, not just to avoid losing. Be determined to become rich by taking action instead of just stopping at desire. If you're going to think and dream, then dream and think big. Small thinking and petty actions will lead to poverty and unfulfillment, while big thinking and big actions will bring both money and meaning to life. The amount of money you earn is directly proportional to the value you create for society. The term entrepreneur is defined as someone who solves problems for others and then profits. 2. Get used to the feeling of a millionaire from within. Besides accounts for essential spending and for investing in learning, create a fun account, a limited amount of money that you allow yourself to spend extravagantly. This is one of the ways you show your readiness to receive wealth in abundance, and it's also a way to pamper and love yourself. A person who doesn't know how to love themselves cannot love others, and their life will not be fulfilling. Make friends with successful people. If you can't afford to join luxurious clubs to immerse yourself in a rich environment, you can read the biographies of the wealthy and successful people you admire. Give what you want to have. Bless those who have achieved what you also want to achieve. Upgrade your thinking ability to live more positively every day. Here, you need to pay attention to and distinguish between 2 concepts, thinking ability and positive thinking. The difference is not great, but it is profound. Positive thinking means people put a rosy lens on everything, even though deep down they know it's not true. They try to convince themselves that their thoughts are real and will pay the price for this deception. Thinking ability, on the other hand, means we understand that things are neutral, but we build stories that support us. Don't avoid life's problems, because the bigger the problems you solve, the more successful you will become. 3. Act immediately and don't procrastinate. Many people think that to succeed in a certain field, they need to know everything and wait until all the elements are in place before they act. But in reality, there is no perfect time. Use any ability and opportunity you have to enter the field where you want to make your name in the future, even if you have to start in the smallest position. Practice your marketing skills. Respect salespeople. Almost all rich people are excellent marketers. The rich are often leaders, and all great leaders are very skilled at selling, encouraging, and motivating people to respond to their vision. Work to be paid for the value of the work you create, rather than being paid for your time, and aim for the goal of having money work for you, instead of you having to work all the time while your money sits idle. Focus on your total assets instead of setting goals for your employment income. If you remember the concepts of assets, liabilities, and passive income that were analyzed extensively in the summaries of the Rich Dad Poor Dad series on Kenya's channel, you'll understand this very well. No matter how much money you have, start managing it now. Don't say, when I have a lot of money, I'll start managing it. Instead say, when I start managing money, I'll have a lot of money. In life, the fewer risks you take, the fewer opportunities you'll have to be challenged. The fewer opportunities you have to be challenged, the less likely you are to succeed. Happiness is the result of constant growth. The moment you start feeling comfortable is the moment you are no longer growing. When a tree stops growing, it is dead. Therefore, when you start feeling comfortable, that's when you must change and upgrade your goals. And to achieve your upgraded goals, you need to constantly learn. People with a learning mindset will inherit all the best of humanity. No one is born a financial genius. Every rich person has to learn how to win the money game. Learning how to get rich is not just about having a lot of money, it's about helping you develop yourself into the best person you can be. Thank you for listening. I hope you will love this book and read it yourself after watching this video. See you in the next video.